Haley let you use her phone? Dan.
This is the Moore family. A summa cum laude young lady there. I see her.
I see.
Congratulations.
Farmer Stu is on.
I see Stuart.
How's the garden?
It's doing great. I've been working outside. It's wonderful out there. A lot of people are out today.
Well,
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Let me give a word of explanation as we're about to start, particularly for our special guests, Nancy and Don Durrett. They were walking the neighborhood, and I said, log on. We have Havdalah tonight. I don't know that they know what Havdalah is. So Nancy and Don, this is a ceremony that closes the Sabbath. And even as we begin the Sabbath, welcome the Sabbath with the kindling of lights and a prayer over the cup of wine, the symbol of joy, we ended with blessings over light and over the fruit of the vine. Then we add a blessing over spices and the symbolism of the spices that we inhale at the end of the ceremony is so that we can retain what we call the added soul of the Sabbath, the neshama yetera, the enhanced soul of the Sabbath that we want to carry with us into the week ahead. And at the end of the ceremony, we welcome the prophet Elijah to our homes. Elijah is supposed to announce the coming of redemption, the coming of better days. So he is a symbol of hope that we welcome to various moments in our liturgical cycle. I'd like to welcome you all to our Havdalah ceremony this evening. And I would like to begin with a little reflection on events that we will be marking this coming week in the Jewish calendar. April 19th through May 16th, 77 years ago in 1943, marked the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. This is the event around which the Jewish community commemorates Holocaust Memorial Day. The usual name associated with Holocaust Memorial is Yom HaShoah, but that is not the complete name. Shoah means destruction, the day of remembrance of the destruction. The full day is Yom HaShoah veHagevurah, the day of remembrance of the destruction and also of heroism, because our people and others oppressed by the Nazis resisted valiantly. Let me share with you a little bit of the background of the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising, which marks the event around which we observe Yom HaShoah veHagevurah, Holocaust Memorial. The ghetto was established in October of 1940. It confined all of Warsaw's Jews and Jewish refugees from surrounding provinces. Originally, the ghetto consisted of 840 acres, enclosed by walls and guarded by gates. The ghetto was gradually reduced in size, even as the Jewish population swelled to nearly 500,000. And even as disease and starvation began destroying the Jewish community, a vast resistance network began to be formed. Active resistance started when the Germans began deportations of Jews to the concentration camps. On April 19th, the day that we will mark Yom HaShoah, 1943, a German unit entered the ghetto and was defeated with heavy losses by the Jewish fighters who met it. The Germans then began to burn the ghetto down building by building, and the Jewish group managed to hold off the Germans until May 16th, nearly a full month. But their spirit encouraged Jews and Poles across the country to join the resistant movement against the Germans. So this was a moment of heroism in a difficult moment in the history of our people. Today, we face a different type of resistance, our resistance to a foe that we are all united in confronting and fighting against. This is not an us versus them struggle. This is a we, all of us together struggle. So let us hope that the valor and the solidarity of our Holocaust heroes will inspire us to do all in our power to resist and to observe the Jewish commandment, Uvaharta v'chaim, you shall choose life. Sandy will share with us a story of Eastern European vintage.
So this is actually one of my very favorite stories because I actually was in all the places that this story takes place. And it is from Eastern Europe. The two places in the story are Krakow and Prague. So there is a story of Reb Itzhak, son of Yekel of Krakow, who lived with his wife in a small village in Krakow. And one night he had a dream. And in his dream, he heard a voice that said, Reb Itzhak, son of Yekel, go to Prague. And there, under the bridge, by the governor's palace, you will find a great treasure. Well, Reb Itzhak woke up in the morning and thought, Prague, oh my gosh, it's so far away, you know, I don't have any transportation, I'd have to walk, it's way too difficult, I can't go just because of a dream. Well, the next night, he had the same dream, and a voice said, Reb Itzhak, son of Yekel of Krakow, go to Prague, and there, in front of the bridge by the governor's palace, you will find a great treasure. 2 nights in a row, I don't know, it was pretty tempting, but still, Reb Itzhak thought, too far, too difficult, can't go just based on a dream. Well, the 3rd night he had the same dream. Reb Itzhak, the voice said, son of Yekel of Krakow, go to Prague, and there in front of the bridge up to the governor's palace, you will find a great treasure. Well, this was too much. So Reb Itzhak packed a few belongings and he took a long, long trek to Prague. And there it was, just like in his dream. There was the bridge to the governor's palace, just as he had seen it. There was only one problem. There was a guard. He couldn't just start digging. And finally, the guard grew suspicious. And the guard said, what are you doing here? Well, why are you walking around? And Reb Itzhak said, well, I'll have to be honest. I had a dream. And in the dream, I was told to go to Prague, and there in front of the bridge to the governor's palace, I would find a great treasure. And the guard just started laughing hysterically. He says, you came all the way here on a dream? Well, if I listened to dreams, I would be in Krakow, because I too had a dream. And it said, go to Rabbi Yitzhak, son of Yekel of Krakow's house, and there you will find a great treasure. How ridiculous is that? Can you imagine how many Reb Itzhaks are there in Krakow? At least half of the population is called Reb Itzhak. And the other half are sons of Yekel. This would be ridiculous. I was told I should go to his house, and there, under the stove, I would find a great treasure. Well, no way. So Reb Itzhak said nothing. He went home. And he got to his house and he looked underneath the stove, and there he did indeed find a great treasure. And while you may think that this is just a made-up story, the truth is, if you go to Krakow, as Dennis and I did a few years ago, you will find what Reb Itzhak did with his money. Dan, you will like this especially. He built a synagogue. And it is called, to this day, Reb Itzhak Shul. Now, the rabbis say that the treasure was at home, but the knowledge of it was in Prague. Now, in our time, we can't go to Prague to find out that we have a treasure right at home. But hopefully, in this past month and the days ahead, we will be able to find some treasure in our own homes without having to travel anywhere.
That brings it home. And we connect this moment in the service with the Havdalah, but I have asked Cantor Melissa to introduce the Havdalah with a moment of memorial of the Holocaust by singing a song known as the Partisans' Song. It was authored by Hirsch Glick, and it is expressive of the heroism and the hope of the resistance. And it invites us to bring out, to muster our strength, our courage, and our hope at this time. Cantor Melissa, would you introduce the song and then lead us in the blessings of Havdalah? We will light the candle after the song is completed.
I will. So if you are on our BEZ613.org website in the Shabbat virtual resources, you'll see a section now for Havdalah. And if you click on that button, you'll see that there's a song sheet for tonight. So if you would like to join me in another window or on a different device, you'll see the words for the partisan song, and also just a nice picture of some of these folks that Rabbi Dennis was just talking about, who were able to hold up their end during this amazing, miraculous time during this Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. So there is a moment there for them and acknowledgement, and then we'll go on for our blessing. So if you have the words in front of you, please feel free to join me at home. They are, of course, written in English, in Yiddish, and then I have some singable English for us to join in as well. Sag nicht kein Mal, als du gehst am letzten Weg, wenn Himmeln bleien verschiedene Leute. Kommen wird noch unser ausgebänkte Schuh. Es wird abheugt und unser Treut mir seinen Do. Kommen wird noch unser ausgebänkte Schuh. Es wird abheugt und unser Treut mir seinen Do. Never stay you now, go on your final way. Though darkened skies may now conceal the blue of day, because the hour for which we've hungered is so near. Beneath our feet the earth shall thunder, we are here. Because the hour for which we've hungered is so near. Beneath our feet the earth shall thunder, we are here.
Thank you, Cantor. Let us light our Havdalah candle, which tonight will serve both as a farewell to the Sabbath and as a memorial to those whom we honor and remember. Havdalah candle, Nancy and Dawn, is a multi-braided candle, which is expressive of the solidarity that happens when many wicks come together to create a greater light.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Borei peri hagafen, borei peri hagafen. Yai lai la 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 lai lai, ya lai la 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 lai lai, ya la lai la 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 lai lai la la lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Borei minei v'samim, borei minei v'samim. Yai lai la 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 lai lai, ya lai la 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 lai lai, ya la lai la 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 lai lai la la lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Borei meorei ha'esh, borei ha'esh. Yai lai la 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 lai lai, ya lai la 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 lai lai lai, ya la lai la la lai, ya la lai la 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 lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Hamavdil ben kodesh lechol beno lechoshech ben yom hashvi'i leshishet yamei hamaaseh. Baruch atah Adonai Hamavdil ben kodesh lechol. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishvi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Bimera Veyaminu, Yahavo Eleinu, Imashiach ben David, Mashiach ben David, Shavua Tov, 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 Shavua Tov. A good week, a week of peace, may gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace, may gladness reign and joy increase.
Shavua Tov. Rabbi Jenni, will you send us with a parting thought?
Omer. Omer, are we going to count the Omer?
Oh, we're going to count the Omer.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Count the Omer. We are counting the days that transition us from Pesach to Shavuot, from the freedom from bondage to freedom under Torah. And we now count, I believe, is the 10th day of the Omer.
So this is also on your song sheet if you're following along. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sefirat haomer hayom asara yamim shehem shavua echad u'shlosha yamim LaOmer.
Today is the 10th day, which constitutes 1 week and 3 days of the Omer. Rabbi Jenni.
Both as we are counting the Omer, marking memories of times that we banded together as Jews in the uprising in Warsaw, and as we look ahead to other memorials to take place throughout the rest of the month. I wish us all, we've been working hard to keep ourselves sustained emotionally and spiritually and physically while at home, and so I wish us all more resilience, sustained resilience, and strength in these times of memory and in these times of bonding. Shavua Tov.
Shavua Tov. Shavua Tov, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and may we be sustained by memory and by hope. Shavua Tov. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Good week, everybody.
Shavuot
Tov, Avery.
Thank you very much.
Grandpa.
Thank you.
Shavua Tov, Avery. Where's Avery?
Grandpa.
Where's Avery?
Hi.
Shavua Tov, Kelly.
Shavuot.
Two grandpas there, huh? Nice to see you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.